What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life. Welcome to downtown Sarasota. It is a weeknight. Weeknights are not usually the most exciting time to be in downtown Sarasota. But I want to tell you guys about a new problem that we have in Florida. A new problem that even I am blown away by. But even I'm surprised by the new thing that's happening now in Florida. I encountered a homeless family. What's going on over there? A little party inside the bar. But I'm not gonna say I have ran into families. I have ran into families. It's kind of rare to run into families. How you doing, sir? Like super rare to actually run into like a family. But recently, I'm here in downtown Sarasota, and I do run into a family. It was a group of 3 people, all adults, but they're all related. But what I find kind of interesting is the notion that
she's still like
a family,
bitch, but she's not as hot whenever I date her. Honest to God, I'm not trying to.
Kind of crazy. A whole family. And there was something else to it, that they were Spanish. I've never seen a Spanish family homeless. But it's just a sign of the times we're in right now. What's good? I don't have anything right now, although I'm sorry. Thank you. You got beat up though, what happened? So downtown Sarasota is just covered with people that are out here tonight. More than anything, homeless people. And okay, so I ran into this family of homeless people. Family, straight up a family, group of people. I've never seen it before. And they're Spanish. Now, they must be newly homeless. I didn't ask them too many questions because they seemed like they were practically scared out of their mind. But it was a straight up all out family homeless. Like I said, in my time out here, I have seen a lot of homeless people, but I have never seen a homeless family. And today in Sarasota, I ran into a homeless family. On top of that, there were a Spanish homeless family, which I've never seen a homeless Spanish family. When I do couples, you guys like the interviews with couples, but obviously these people were kind of scared. Like, I can tell they're newly homeless. They just were not. I can tell they're newly homeless. They were just really kind of apprehensive. There are now homeless families in Florida. There's a lot of fear right now. I recently had a passenger on Uber just venting her frustration a little bit. She's like, the crap's gonna happen to me now. These were people that came to the United States, turned themselves into border and customs, and they were allowed to stay in the United States. They were given a court hearing or whatever. So as far as they understood, they were waiting for a legal process. And a lot of them actually became U.S. residents and citizens through that process, from what I understand. It's a legal avenue. So it isn't like they crossed in here, they came here illegally. No, they didn't come here illegally. They turned themselves into Border Patrol. For example, coming from Cuba, the easiest route from Cuba to the United States is through the ocean. It's the easiest, cheapest route. If you have to, most Cubans now go through Mexico so they can turn themselves into Border Patrol. It's a voluntary thing, and a lot of them are deported. So you turn yourself in, they evaluate your case, and they either deport you or they let you stay. You get a court hearing. So here's a person that came to the United States, turned themselves into Border Patrol, understood she was doing a legal process. Now it's all in the air. She's scared, not sure what's going to happen to her. And that's the case for a lot of Venezuelans, a lot of Cubans, and a lot of Haitians. Now in Florida. So there's a lot of fear in the community. A lot of people are really afraid. They don't know what's going to happen to them. This tourist season for us here in Sarasota has been the worst I've seen since I've been up here. It's just been really bad. I guess the hurricane scared with tourists. Some of the snowbirds are back. Canadians are definitely not coming to Florida this year. That's a fact. So I did a video a while back, and I can't remember the analytics off the top of my head, but international tourists make up something like, I can't remember, but it's like maybe 10% of all tourists to Florida are international. I think there's 780,000 from Mexico, 1 million from Brazil. Like, the number of international tourists to Florida from Latin America is into the millions, and I'm sure that number is going to dwindle dramatically. So Canadians are angry right now at us. They're not coming over here. Latin Americans aren't coming over here. So I've been on Uber, and it's been disappointing. The worst Uber driving I've ever had. I think 60 to 80% of my Uber passengers, like maybe a year ago, were people on temporary visas. You know, like, I work at night because I got the truck. I don't get good gas mileage, so I do it at night. Plus, I don't like being stuck in bumper to bumper traffic. That is insane. A woolly mammoth jaw, is that real? What the crap, is that really real? This is a real woolly mammoth jaw found in Russia. This is just sitting here in downtown Sarasota. So like I said, when I started Uber driving something like a year ago, 60 to 80% of my passengers were Venezuelans, Haitians, Cubans, all these people that are coming on to temporary visas. Did they tip? Never. Almost never. But they were 60 to 80% of the volume on certain days. And now they're gone. Now the Canadians are practically gone, except for the ones they're hiding. I don't know what they're like, deer in the headlight type of look when they saw my camera. So there's some New Yorkers. So yeah, the Canadians are not coming over here because they're mad at whatever. Latin Americans are scared to come over here. So there's like literally no international tourism, and some of the snowbirds from Canada are back because they own properties here. Okay, I'm gonna say there is a lot more stuff for sale in Sarasota right now than earlier on in the year. You can see they've got shirts, hats. The vendors have really stepped up their presentation. So I'm guessing that people got to make some money to sell some stuff and make some bills get paid, man. Because I have never seen so much stuff for sale. Literally every store is on point trying to put stuff where you can see it, trying to make something attractive. Is this store even new? It's called Eleganza. This is Italian for elegance. I don't know if it's a new store or not. So this time of year, we're supposed to have a lot more people here in Florida. There's the hurricanes. Then there's been the immigration changes. Then there's the fact that Canadians are angry and don't want to come over here. I've had like a flood of people from Canada go to my videos angry, just angry at me like if it was my fault. I wish you were down here enjoying this. So Canadians are gone. Latin Americans are gone. A lot of the snowbirds are down because they have properties, but the tourists are not, because if they are, they're in other parts of Florida. They're certainly not in this part of Florida. It's been a rough, really, really rough tourist season here. And I don't know exactly if later on in the year it's going to pick up, but by now I think it should have been noticeably better, and it isn't. It's been a really crappy tourist season. I'm going to say we're off to a pretty crappy start. I can probably tell you this is going to be a really, really rough tourist season. I mean, like, literally don't even know what to say. I don't know if this store was here or not. I think there's a lot of new stores. But I can say that overall, this tourist season has been a horrendous one. Yesterday, I went Uber driving, and the only thing that saved me, it was like 2 hours. I had only made like, I'm not gonna say it was 2 hours. It was probably like an hour and a half, and I had only made like $15. And one of the passengers, I had to kick him out because they smell like illegal herbal essence. So that really wasn't great. Without being too intrusive, you know, I'm not gonna put camera on everybody's face. There are probably 10 homeless people right here on downtown tonight. And they're usually very pushy this late at night. Tonight they've been kind of chill. So anyways, but usually there are not this many homeless people around downtown, especially on a weeknight. I was recently in Montgomery, Alabama, and Birmingham, and I can tell you that a Friday night in Birmingham, Alabama, seems more fun than a weeknight here, and that is an embarrassment because I used to brag about how on a rainy Thursday night, you guys may remember that I used to brag about how a Sunday rainy night here would be more fun than a Friday night in Birmingham or Montgomery. There's literally more life right now in Alabama than there is in Florida. At least here. I'm going to try to hit up Miami and other cities in Florida this year. I know you guys are like the core of my following. Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando, Miami are the core of my following right now. But it's been tough. I'm literally Uber driving. I'm like early in the month and I'm already Uber driving is a pretty bad sign. I usually don't Uber drive until like the last week before I get my next YouTube check. And I'm Uber driving the week, like halfway into this. So I really don't know what's going to happen, but I do know a lot of people in the community are afraid. And I'm really not going to cover this whole immigration thing that much. I know it's a huge... I don't like to get deep into whatever's going on out there. What I'm starting to see as a concerning thing is that I'm starting to see the Hispanic demographic enter homelessness more than ever, and many times with families, and I have never seen that in Florida. So, you know, from an economical perspective, I think this season has been the worst for Florida. As soon as I get my money up, I'm going to see you in Miami, and I promise you that. I'm dying to get to Miami. Miami has been on my mind for a while.